Yo, what up? Good morning, GM. What? Tuesday. It's just Tuesday? God damn it. Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house. Tyler, good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. They're trying to shake us out. You know, a little bit of a sell-off this morning after some nice price action. Woke up to some nice numbers from Sol, from Fart this morning, and now we're going the other way. But the Bulls will prevail.
The Bulls always prevail.
Assured.
The Bulls always prevail. We're looking good. Man. This is consolidation at these levels. I think we're good. Fartcoin consolidating above the range. Not bad. It's looking pretty solid, Tyler. Absolutely love to see that. Anyways, we'll talk about all this stuff. Mando's off today. I think Mando's off the rest of the week, though. He didn't earn his vacation because we didn't hit 4K. I sent him a screenshot yesterday. I was like, I made some calls and I stopped the rally because we hit nearly 3,900, 3,850, Tyler. But but he almost got it. So I think he deserves a few days off over here for the summer. Anyways, markets. Tyler, we'll just go straight because it's Tyler not today, so we'll just go straight to topics, talk about the markets, talk about this, a little bit of that, maybe some topics that we couldn't talk about yesterday. I know there was a couple that we had to touch on that we couldn't get to. So let's talk about all of that. And then, we'll just get into a giveaway. I'll give some money away, shout out to YEET, YEET.com. Make sure you make an account using the FOMO Hour code and only our code only, but also make sure you've placed the bet this week. You have to have placed the bet every single week. On the week of, in order to be eligible to win 1,000 and up. So yesterday we gave away 1,100. Let's see, this week already started strong. We're giving like 10K a week now. So it's starting to accelerate. Let's do all of that. And then last but not least, this show is powered by Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, as recognizable as Visa at checkout. Want to learn more? Follow Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. But also, Kraken Pro. Kraken Pro was on the show yesterday. Good show, actually. The guy had some good insight. Thomas, that's some good show. With Kraken Pro, you get full control over your layout, drag and drop any module, customize it all. It's clean, it's smooth, and built for real traders. If you trade crypto, check out pro.kraken.com. Trade without trade-offs, Tyler. Let's just go straight to your topics. There's so many. We haven't had time to cover everything. Looks like we'll have plenty of time today.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis, Tyler D on FOMO Hour calls the kid can't miss.
Ready to bash some bears. Yeah, folks, crypto majors mixed here on the morning. Sol is leading the way. We got Bitcoin down a touch, 118. 300. We've got ETH down 4%, 3660. Really the first red day that we can remember in a while for ETH. Solana up 3.5%, 199. I think I saw it at 203. So it has gotten over that 200 level. In broader markets, stocks are a bit red. It looks like a bit of a sell-off, perhaps ahead of some big Mag 7 earnings starting tomorrow. We've got Google and Tesla reporting tomorrow, Amazon on Thursday. So those will be big for the stock market. Back to crypto, ETH ETFs have outperformed the Bitcoin ETFs over the past 6 sessions by $200 million in net inflows. The first time I think I can ever recall seeing that. So pretty substantial trend there. We've got JP Morgan reportedly looking at crypto lending against Bitcoin and ETH holdings. According to Financial Times, that would be a big change. Coinbase has officially opened their perps futures product to U.S. customers. So go check your Coinbase accounts if you're active on there. Figma included disclosures on tokenizing their stock in their IPO filing. So that Figma going to be one of the bigger IPOs of the year. Looks like they're going to be tokenizing perhaps as well. So follow that. BitGO filed for IPO with the SEC following bullish, the latest and now kind of a laundry list of crypto IPOs.
Yeah.
And Polymarket, we said yesterday, but they announced plans for a U.S. return via a $112 million acquisition of QSEX. So we'll talk about that on today's show. In corporate treasury news, kind of a bit. So Strategy announced a new perpetual stretch preferred stock, STRC. It's going to have a $500 million IPO and pay monthly dividends. I think this is the first monthly dividend stock in the Strategy ecosystem. We had Trump Media disclosing now holds $2 billion of Bitcoin. Notably, that puts them 5th on the list. Biggest corporate Bitcoin treasuries in the world. So that was notable. GameSquare announced plans to increase their ETH corporate treasury from 100 million to 250 million and include a $10 million allocation to NFTs. So we're going to have our first NFT treasury co on the books with GameSquare. We had this TLGY announced plans to secure $360 million to form Stablecoin X and buy ENA for its corporate treasury. ENA was up a lot yesterday. And then Volcon announced plans for a $500 million Bitcoin treasury. So these, I'm seeing these headlines on a day-to-day basis. There are so many corporate treasuries piling in right now. In token airdrop and protocol news, Jito introduced the block assembly marketplace. It's changing how Solana is going to process transactions. A more private, encrypted, nimble, app-specific sequencing, and more. Kaido announced this new capital launchpad, enabling users to invest in private token sales. They also said their first offering is going to be this espresso project, though it's raising $4 million at a $400 million valuation. So not too cheap there. And the pump token fell to 0.0037, 10% below the ICO price.
Terrible.
From just 10 minutes ago. Rounding this out, the AI board is basically even. Meme coin leaders were mostly red. Fartcoin is outperforming on memes. And now Pingu this morning. Pingu is kind of coming up on all-time high here. So it's on a massive run. We had this Ani token up 50%, leading on-chain movers. And this meme coins, just a meme coin, was up 2,300% yesterday. So that was a big one. ETH NFTs did cool off after yesterday, after the weekend rally. Most of them were slightly red. Fidenzas were a huge winner. They like 19 of them were bought. Floor was up 40% to 34 ETH. Actually, a lot of those art blocks were up as well. Archetypes, Wenzi, Aonawa, Meridians, all up quite a bit as well. So that's the roundup. A lot to get into.
Wow. I mean, where do we even start? Look, Bitcoin's chilling, still consolidating. I think it almost hit on 20K this morning. So absolutely love to see that. Nothing really to report here on that front. It's just doing, I mean, it looks like we're just going to consolidate and then just rip again. That's just kind of what it feels like on that front. What did we hit this morning? I think it was 119.6. So again, knocking at the door of 120K. ETH, not that bad. I mean, 37.60. I know it was the first green day, right? But it's back green, back red day, but it's back green, it seems.
That's got to be it. I'm seeing 36.70.
Hold on, let me refresh. I think it did. Okay, sorry.
There it is, yeah.
It had not refreshed on my trading view but here. So 36.70, I mean, it's still not bad.
Still.
That meme like, oh, why are we selling? And it's like straight arrow and like tiny little dip at the top. So 36.70 Solana, dude. Talk about a runner. It seems like we kind of talked about this, how like ETH had no narrative. Solana loses the consensus amongst, traders. Solana starts to run. Let's look at Sol ETH. I mean, the Sol ETH chart looked pretty bottomy at some point and was getting there's a lot of grave dancing, I feel. Now, look, this is still not the greatest looking chart, but at least it was some grave dancing happening on that front. To me, it's like normal Solana's running, right? It looks like it even reclaimed third spot or fourth spot. Flipping BNB back to $100 billion FDV, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. Over 107 billion, 120, billion FDV. So that's that. And Dogecoin had a good run yesterday, Tyler, and seems to have retraced a tiny little bit to 26 cents. So market's looking healthy.
Yeah, Major's looking good. A bit of a pullback. I mean, Bitcoin's basically about to be even on the day. It is even on the week. I think the headline from the past 7 days for Bitcoin is we had the large whale sell. I think that either 40,000 or 80,000 Bitcoin OTC. I
think it was 80K.
So it's going to take a little while to churn through that. I think the fact that Bitcoin didn't even go below 116K with that level of sale from a 2011 holder is pretty significant. So chopping, consolidating in this range before the next leg up is still my current view on Bitcoin. Yeah. ETH was kind of due for a cool off. It was definitely overbought. I mean, we just looked at the chart. It went from 2,500 to 3,800. I mean,
without a single layout, like dip, right? 2,200 actually.
Crazy.
What a run.
Yeah, I mean, it was due
This is
for
probably Mando here.
that was the Mando candle. Maybe he did retire
This
after
is
all.
Mando. Yeah, maybe he did retire. You're right. So you're telling me that the day he goes on vacation, there's a red candle? Mm.
My tinfoil hat is tingling there.
I didn't expect to come in here with the tinfoil hat on, but it just hit looking at the chart because my chart didn't refresh until now. I didn't really pay attention. So, interesting
Curious
things
timing.
happening here. Speaking of Ethereum, dude, I know you're sharing the website this time, but SBET, Sharpling Gaming, announcing 79,000 more ETH added to the treasury, now reaching 360,000 Ether. Even though they had a slight little dip yesterday, which obviously that's normal as well. They're back up today, 4 points, but dude, it's pretty well. Is this up to? Yeah, it's up to date.
It is up to date now. Yeah, look at that. Look at those numbers. So Sharplink Gaming, but they hold 360,000 ETH. It's worth about 1.3 billion.
They're up 334 million.
They're up quite a bit on their buys. So last week's buys, they bought 80,000 ETH last week at a 32.30 average. So they're already up almost 20% on those buys already. And that's not even counting some of the staking yield they're already starting to pull in. The news for SBET, they've got about $100 million left in their original ATM program. So they can buy a bit more ETH still this week. And then Thursday, they've got the shareholder meeting to approve the $5 billion ATM. So that's going to be the big one. So they've got how much are they holding right now? They hold 1.3 billion. So they would 4 to 5x in size if this goes through. Wow. And we've seen how they've been moving. They've been moving at a pretty breakneck pace. So I think they're going to be in a bit of a race to accumulate. I mean, it's going to be somewhat dependent on how they're able to sell their shares on the open market, right? Yeah. But the appetite has been there. So I don't think they're going to have a huge problem. At the same time, Bitminer, Kathy Wood announced, she has good plays and bad plays, $180 million investment in Tom Lee's Bitminer. So ARK went in hard on Bitminer. I haven't been following their ATM as closely. I think they still have a substantial amount that they can churn through. So the ETH buys from Sharplink will likely be a bit slower up until perhaps Friday at the earliest. Then that funnel might turn back on. So I'll be curious. Maybe ETH kind of chops in this range for a bit. Maybe it dips a bit after this run. But there's going to be plenty of buy pressure coming. I shared the ETF stats. It was pretty wild to see. I just did the quick math on the last 6 days. 2.48 billion in ETH net inflows, 2.25 billion in Bitcoin inflows. So they are outpacing. So that's a pretty substantial trend to watch. Now the question is, when SOL ETFs, right? I mean, I think you have to be pretty happy to see this SOL price action without the institutional bid, right? I think we've got a few treasury co's who are spinning up. There was a Solana Treasury Co announcement. Mercurity Fintech announced plans for a $200 million SOL treasury. I don't know if they've bought yet, but the ETH run is heavy on ETFs and Treasury Co's. SOL is up more than ETH on the week, and without that narrative. I mean, we had that SOL staking ETF, but I think it's got like 100 million in inflows so far, so it's a bit on the smaller side. So I think when the actual SOL ETFs come in, that is a fairly strong catalyst. It's just a matter of how much inflows and how quickly will they come in. But I think you can be fairly optimistic for the future for your SOL holder here.
Dude, it's definitely looking bullish. So, I think what's funny is like every time it's like there's gonna be a little dip right now, whatever, people are gonna start saying, oh, that's it. I'm already every time there's like 5% dip, dude. I'm seeing top. Are you also seeing that? Like, I'm not even trying to be that guy. It's like, genuinely yesterday and this morning for fun, I was reading bearish takes because it's important, right? Especially like when you're feeling a little euphoric and whatever. Like I wasn't euphoric, but I was a little overexcited yesterday, I gotta say. So I was like, fuck it, let me go read bearish takes. So I I literally spent like nothing, like 5, 10, 15 minutes. I was reading like bearish takes from people who I think are like not like the typical bears that like doom posts, like some people that are like tend to like have an okay like counter trade opinion, but it's crazy how much these things come up as soon as you have a little dip. Like Bitcoin goes to 123K, wicks it, goes down to 118K, and then that's it. Like we blow off. Like, oh, this is the biggest blow off in the history of blow offs. Like every time. Do you notice that?
Oh yeah, it is wild to me. The number of people on CT who just can't wait to call tops, who can't wait to talk about how they're going to try to scalp another 10% move on Bitcoin and then stable up. Like none of this stuff makes sense to me. And I think there's a lot of comparisons back to the 2021 market now. So folks think we're going to top in November. The 4-year cycles align. I think I've been pretty honest on the show about my golden bull run thesis. I still stand to that. I don't know when we're going to pop. I don't know when we're going to see the 10 to 30% pullbacks, but I don't think we're going to have an 80% correction anytime soon. So the concept of stabling up is pretty foreign to me. And I'd much rather be long than try to try to call tops or just talk about top signals each and every day on CT when we don't even have crypto in 401ks yet. We don't even have spot holdings in the ETFs. There's a lot of the Genius Act just got signed into law in the US one business day ago. So there's a stronger case to be made that we're in the early stages than the late stages of the cycle for me. That's how I'm viewing it.
Yeah. Slowly, but it's also still the summer. Important to note that. Can you believe? Do you think these guys in the Hamptons are like max bid and Bitminer and shit like that right now? Or like, do you think like they're about to come back and after Labor Day? Like we can.
On a serious, I think they all trade a little bit too high of premiums to the assets.
No, I agree. The 2-3x NAV is crazy, right?
And I know they have to sell shares, they have to dilute to raise money. But I'm just looking at SharpLink; it's at 2.6 billion, and I know they're going to buy 5 billion more. So it feels like a cheap entry to me still. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. Actually, I DCA'd in. I bought more today.
I think it's smart.
I'm betting on Daddy Joe.
I mean, speaking of Daddy Joe, he's pretty vocal, dude. I don't know if you've been watching his interviews. He's out there. Let's share his page. He did an interview with our friends over at Milk Road, I think yesterday, this morning, which was just put out. Some very bullish momentum on the Linea side. He's like openly talking about the TG and shit, seeing how everything's going to come along on Linea, which you were right, by the way. You've been saying for a long time, like, you don't think MetaMask is going to have a token. It's going to be a Linea token. And everything's going to like converge to that. He didn't confirm that, but it's kind of like heading that way, the way he's speaking. But it's click
that one. Click the Le Chiffre.
This?
Yeah. Click into the one that he retweeted here. I thought this was very notable. So this Le Chiffre person,
he actually wrote about us like 2 days ago. This guy, you follow him. Yeah, go ahead.
He's basically laying out predictions for Linea, saying ETH1.
This one is big.
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum L1 was used Linea to become the ZK native execution layer. That's big. That kind of means, if my read is that Linea could become the L1 of the Ethereum Foundation. L2, sorry. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Damn.
So you've got that aspect. We think they've been pretty open that SharpLink is likely going to have ties to Linea. They're going to do DeFi. They're saying maybe even BitMine and others are going to do it. But then he's saying beyond that, he's speculating that Linea will drop its tokenomics before the end of the month. There's only 9 days left in the month. Well, and perhaps TGE next month. And granted, that was Le Chiffre speculating on it, but Joe retweeted it, right?
He said it should make for an exciting TGE. And I've never heard Joe talk about Linea TGE in public.
Exactly. Like that's why this was very eye-opening to me.
Look at this.
Besties.
Hey, I like that. The besties. It sounds like asbestos a little bit, but I like it. But what was the Milk Road thing? Because I want to go back to Ethereum. All that to say, by the way, it's Ethereum's 10th birthday soon, so I don't know, maybe that's coded. All that to say, like, I think you're smart. I don't buy stocks or whatever, but I think you're smart adding here to that because it went from it dropped quite a lot. this past few days, but I don't know.
It's at like
Looking good.
1.7 multiple of the ETH in cash they have on hand right now.
Got it.
So I think the lowest I've seen is 1.3. It got up well into the mid twos, and yeah, that was a bit overheated. So I like that as a play. And then, I mean, if you're a farmer, I'm not a huge farmer myself. I will dabble every once in a while. If you think there's any chance that Linea is going to TGE in the next month, go do some Linea transactions, right? And I have no information about this. And yeah, we talked to Joe Lubin on the show.
We don't either.
He didn't talk anything about a token.
Not at all.
So I have no insight. But I think there are worse ways that you could spend a few hours than doing some transactions on Linea. And one way to do that, go use the DEX, convert some ETH into USDC, and make some myriad market bets. How about that?
Dude, you can do it all natively on MetaMask too. You can bridge on MetaMask, and then you can place your bets on MetaMask. By the way, we cooked. Thank you for making me $30, Tyler, last week. So I'm up.
Well,
I made $10 on my League of Legends call. Oh, I'm down on my ETH above 10K now by 7 cents. God damn it. That was up $5. There's a lot here. There's CryptoPunks above 44 floor, ETH floor by the end of July 2025, which that was insane, right? Because the sweep happened here. And that's Friday, so we'll see. There's the MOG one, 750, but the node took over here because, ETH and ETH memes took a hit, right? With slight ETH dip here. The REKT one, which looked good too. Like all these just flipped recently overnight. But there's a lot of markets there. And that's one way for you guys, I'm assuming, to farm Linea. I can't confirm it, but because I can't. Like I'll ask actually genuinely and see if we can make a post about this officially. But this is just me assuming that this is using Linea, therefore you're farming Linea. Okay, like don't. I just want to say this is Farouk the
we don't know what's
gonna,
right.
Yeah, I don't know yet, but I'll ask and I'll see. Maybe Sims, we need to ask and see if we can make a post about this, if it's official. Because I know no. There we go. Not yet. I don't know. But on abstract, what's for sure is if you use the USDC myriad markets, you get more apps XP, and there will get you their TG. There's many TGs coming. Okay, so I get it. Can we should check on Linea too, though. I just never confirmed anything, so I'm just here speculating with Tyler. So I'm not speaking as the founder of Myriad, not speaking as someone working with Linea on the Myriad side. Okay, this is Linea on that. Okay. I should probably shut the fuck up. With that being said, I don't know what I'm saying. Tyler, just take it out.
Yeah, we can move on from that. I think relevant. Yeah, go use Myriad. I think relevant to the Solana trade, we did see some Sol betas start to move. Right, Fartcoin was clear the $1.60 level all night. It seemed now it's back under, so we're gonna have to wait a bit for our break.
Fartcoin is killing me. Let's pull it up. It went to 170 overnight, right? Because you were probably up. I was asleep, but dude,
it was pumping right as I was going to bed. I have an early bedtime. It was like $1.64, and then it just totally reversed.
Damn. Hey,
that's our life, man. Just grind up. It's like
this is the biggest blue balls of my whole career as a man. Where's our lines? I deleted my lines. There's one line. And there's two lines. So we're consolidating above.
Yeah, I think that's good. It was the highest daily close since January 22nd.
And I think this is another line. There you go. Yeah, here. Because it was a high here, rejected. It was a high here, rejected. It was a high here, broke it, retesting it. So those are the Fartcoin lines. If we had to draw some clear lines, simple ones, this is where we're at, Tyler.
I think part of the pain, and that's still like a great looking chart, right? It's a slow grind up. I think in a lot of ways, that's what you want. I think partially what makes it so painful is just looking at the Pingu chart in comparison.
Dude, I was just looking at that before the show.
Look at that thing. Unbelievable. I mean, it mirrors the ETH chart, funnily enough, even though it's on Solana.
I want to see how much it's up since. Not here because this is far out. Like here. Like that was like July 11th, like 10 days. God damn it, dude.
How much is that?
167%.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's very understandable to have missed the first move off the bottom. Or
Yeah,
heck,
like
even the
this
second
one,
move.
this one's okay to miss. This one's okay. Like it's normal. You kind of miss those, but here, like let's say here, wow.
It's a 3x in 10 days that was publicly available for anyone to go out and take. It was all over CT. But it doesn't feel like a public trade. Like you got the Pingu cult behind it. I think Wiz, to his credit, has been pretty loud about it. I think a handful of others. I think maybe Kook has been loud about it as well.
Greeny trades I saw. I know he was trading smaller size because he gave his size, but he did call it really early. Then what? The Kook did. And like a lot of people seem to answer him. Blah blah. So it's like the thing with Penguins is it's not a trade that was like hidden. Like it's one of those trades that was like in your face.
Yeah, it was
and
out
you still
there.
missed it, meaning me and you. I still did really well my Peng. Like I claimed my Pingu at like 5 billion. So it's around these levels. If you think it's like, let's look at it. So I was looking at this, like literally one of the reasons I was late to the show is because I was looking at the Pingu chart. I'm not even kidding, guys. And it reminds me of this, Tyler. SPX. This move here. So we're here for Pingu, right? Do you think, because we're literally here, right? There's the cup. Does it retrace and go? Or does it just keep going into price discovery and they push it up? Like we're literally here, in my opinion, for Pingu. It either keeps going or not.
Yeah, selfishly, I want it to pull back so I can get more in the position. I mean, what a cup and handle that would be if it started handling down from here. I mean, the alternative is basically that it goes on like a 2021 or 2017 Shiba-like move, and it just goes 22x in 2 weeks and does something crazy. The NFTs are starting to move again. The Pudgies are up to 16.1. I think they're close to 60K. So they're coming along for the ride. I mean, certainly the token is up more, but Pudgy Eco is strong. It's strong momentum into a potential abstract TGE, which now doesn't feel as far away.
I think all of these are later after summer, right? All
Q4. Q4 for sure.
Q4. Wow.
I guess that's 3 months away, 3-4 months away.
I mean, yeah, Q4 starts soon, man. Like, you know, as soon as I think August comes in quick. I think it's September in Q4, I would say. Like from September on. I would say Q4 plus September is when I would expect like most of the TGs to come in. I don't think anybody's like TGing in summer. Or are they?
A lot of calls for the OpenSea TGE.
So let's talk about this. Like, let's discuss this for 1 second. Because we're here and I actually had some thoughts yesterday. I saw Moon, like tweeted. If I'm OpenSea here, I'm not TGing today. And I'm someone who really wants to TG. You see me tweet about it all the time. I'm like, I got 1,000 likes the other day saying OpenSea, let's go. But like, think about it. You're the OpenSea founder, right? Or foundation, whatever the fuck. NFTs are just catching a bid now. You TG, let's be honest, no one's holding that TG. Dump fest, right? Everybody's selling it. I'm getting TG, I'm selling it. Everybody's selling it. What do you do then? How do you incentivize? What do you do? Whereas volumes are picking up on NFTs. If you're OpenSea founder, you're like, yo, let's let this NFT narrative play out. Give it a few weeks. And then TG, you know?
I kind of see both sides. So I've been in the camp that they need to wait until they've got market share back and a real user base and revenue numbers, more of a strong, fundamental foundation before they can really even think about this. They had that. So like, I feel like there's a total paradigm shift in the NFT marketplace space. I was an avid Blur user. That's where I checked every morning to update my minutes. And I haven't opened the Blur website in a quarter, maybe longer. Magic Eden it seems to be having some struggles. I don't really know they have much market share outside of the Bitcoin ecosystem right now. OpenSea is again in the driver's seat for NFTs, which we're starting to think maybe we are on the cusp of an NFT season. Compare and contrast that with Pump, which Some think perhaps is TGing after they, like on the other side of the hill, where they were the leader for so long, and now it's been flipped, and Bonk Fund is the leader. And I've said that I don't necessarily buy that. The sample size is still pretty short to say that Pump is dead. But they TGE'd when their market share is down to 30%. So there's a situation here for OpenSea to TGE where their market share, their sentiment is all up, and NFT sentiment is up, right? So perhaps you get to ride that wave up versus trying to time a top or doing it on the other side on the way down.
What was that website? TVXO, TV, remember that?
Oh, TXO?
TXO. What a terrible, whoever invented that is a horrible name for a website. There you go.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at this in a while.
Horrible name. OpenSea is way above now. So the numbers are 24 hours, $21 million. OpenSea is 43%. Blur's 34. Magic is 12.
I can't believe Blur is still that much. Oh my gosh.
People still use Blur, dude. It's just muscle memory, right?
Yeah. I mean, and I had that muscle memory for a long time.
Like my muscle memory's always been OpenSea, even when Blur was out. Like I just don't like changing something that works for me, but that's me. Let's go on third. I wish this could be more than 24 hours. Maybe 7 days. Okay, here you go. Oh, Crypto Slam, maybe, no?
Go to marketplaces. You're on the dashboard. Go to on the left panel. You see marketplaces.
Oh, you're right.
All right, here
no,
we go.
24. Oh, 7 days. Wow, OpenSea 45%. OpenSea 48% in the last month. So half of it.
Yeah.
They're destroying everyone.
So they've got 50% market share effectively. Like
you know who has a token? Yeah. You know who has a token and has lower market share than OpenSea? Everybody else. Blur and Magic Eden.
They pretty much all do. Yeah, Blur, Magic
Eden has a token. What happened to that? I was looking at it the other day. This is, by the way, by no means this is knocking them. I'm just comparing things, right? They have tokens. You're the founder of OpenSea. You look at this. Do you launch your token now? I don't think so. I think you wait. By the way, by waiting, that could mean 2 weeks, dude. That could mean treasuries come out. Treasury 1, Treasury 2, Treasury 3. Bids, token. Shit could change like overnight.
Yeah. I wouldn't TGE like today, because then it feels like you literally just waited for this like first big weekend.
That too, by the way, it kind of looks like a bozo. I'm curious what people think in the audience, by the way. Kick.com/Degenz live. Comment what you guys think. Like, I'm genuinely curious. Like, there's a lot of people in the audience have been here for a long time. Like, what do you think? Like, but don't put your Degen hat on saying TG now, when. Like, actually think about this for 2 minutes. You know, because I've been thinking about it a lot, and I wouldn't TG today.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think there's just something to be said of trying to get to TG ahead of a big wave, ahead of trying to like TG at the top of that crest.
That's true. You're also right about that.
Where it also gets interesting is if you think funds are going to pile into the NFT trade, are they more likely to pile into an OpenSea token first? Or is that more likely than individual NFTs? Right. So I think that's something else to consider. And we had that news. So perhaps quick seg. So GameSquare, which has been building an ETH treasury, two-part announcement. They're going to up that treasury from 100 million to 250 million. It's a pretty good size. They'll be a top 10 player in ETH for sure. And $10 million earmarked for NFTs. So I think that was very popular with the NFT portion of crypto Twitter yesterday when folks saw this. I think there's some conflation of the two aspects of this headline. Like the 6 to 10% annualized yield is what they're trying to do overall. I don't think that is tied to their NFT portfolio specifically. Like I don't think they're going to try to get 6 to 10% yield on NFTs. That's just their broader book. Then got my head spinning. Was GameSquare the company that swept the punks? And as I understand it, no, they're not. So they've still got $10 million to spend. I am curious, like, what if you're going to buy $10 million in NFTs for a treasury co? What are you going to buy? I mean, there aren't that many options.
The only punks and Pudgy at this stage, but Pudgy's being bought by that vehicle probably. Well, what are you buying, really?
Punks
Squiggles and punks. Dude. To me, it's just squiggles and punks, really. If I was a treasury, so I have my fiduciary duty. At this stage, Pudgies are going institutional, so you could maybe include them because of the ETF, but you have to get it accepted. So maybe we're assuming that the ETF is getting accepted because the ETF is Pingu, ETH, and Pudgy Penguins. And I'm just talking Pudgies though, no little Pudgies and all that. I don't see anything else, man. Punks and squiggles, maybe like art, like store value type thing.
Art's tough, right? It's just like NFTs are already a liquid.
That's what Jenny just saying squiggles. Because squiggles have that like art blocks, historical. I'm not even talking fidenzas. Sorry, autoglyphs.
Those are like the most illiquid. And I think they're one of the higher value assets for sure. And I think that's a good bet on a 5 to 10 year time horizon. It's a trickier asset if you think you're going to have to be liquid on it in the next 12 to 18 months. For sure. I want to see the squiggles chart. Let me see the squiggles chart.
Yeah, let's go beat the squiggles. Like squiggles, I like a lot. Like, by the way, that vehicle had about 35 punks, but 11 squiggles, right?
Which is that's an interesting split. So punks are 180,000.
Squiggle chart. How do I do this?
So they're like 90% punks, 10% squiggles, or something like that.
Yeah. Squiggle chart.
I can't get to load on my end.
It's here, floor. Well, that was in 2024. Yeah, they were much higher though.
I think they hit 20 at peak in 2021, very, very briefly.
That was brief though. That was mega brief. Yeah. I don't know.
It'll be fun to watch. I think we'll all be getting excited when we see a fund piling in. But I think a lot of folks are also racing to call that a top sign.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, Instagram motherfuckers are not dropping NFT collections yet. So, like, there's not like Offset.
There's like no new NFTs at all.
Like, all these celebrities, like Soldier Boy hasn't dropped a 10K PFP collection yet. And you guys are calling tops. You know what I mean? Like, that shit was crazy in 2021. Like, I lived it. I was in the middle of it. Literally. In the middle of it. Every day was like Golden State Warriors president calling me. Gronk's team. Calvin Harris's management. Fucking Paris Hilton FaceTiming me with her husband. True story. Mike Tyson on the line with some manager. Fucking artists selling out a Nifty Gateway every 5 seconds. Like, this is not it. Unless it's happening with coins. But I don't think so. I think NFTs will always come back. NFTs get more engagement than anything on the timeline right now. I know you noticed that. I know you noticed that. So I posted, what's your favorite NFT from 21? Show me in the comments, like 400 comments. You know what I mean? You got 1,000 likes for asking something about NFTs. We didn't say ordinals, Bongo.
That's a bad word. We don't talk about those.
That's not nice. Maybe if Magic Eden switches the term, let's just call them NFTs. And they'll probably catch a bid, by the way. I don't know. This is insane. Someone said, "Food up for a." I bought an elevated deconstruction, which is an art blocks created piece last cycle for 49 ETH and sold it for 200 ETH 4 weeks later. A couple months ago, I rescoped another one for 4.5 ETH. And I think this will go on a run. 200 pieces only art blocks. Yeah, you're right. Elevated this. He's right though. Like whoever that person is.
I love it.
Whoever that person is, like, is right. Degen Life. These art blocks, I mean, you were saying like these art blocks catching a bid, right?
Yeah, I'll just dive into that for a second. So when I saw the squiggles pump, the first place my head went yesterday, I was actually consciously thinking about this. I was driving my kids around.
Yeah.
I was like, should I buy construction tokens and Genesis? Those other two day one art blocks collections. So usually, there's 3 day ones. It was squiggles, construction token from Jeff Davis, and then Genesis. And typically Squiggles always moves first. And then you've got like the Fidenzas and the higher end stuff. And then usually Genesis and construction token would reliably catch a bid. And I haven't checked in on those floor prices in a while. But that's
what
where
is it at?
Oh, construction tokens are 0.888. Oh my God, that's a buy. That is, and there's, okay, so here's the floor.
Just click and
0.88,
die.
0.88, 0.94, 0.94, 0.94, 1, 1.6, 2.8, 4, 4.2, 10 buys, and you're up to a 60th floor. So I'm going to spend some time looking at this. What are elevated deconstructions? Like, I have to see this now.
These are sick, dude. They're actually fucking sick. Like, there's a lot of those art pieces that are caught a big bid, elevated. They're expensive.
There's only 5 listed.
Yeah. What's the website? There was a Archipelago. Archipelago art blogs. Does that still exist?
Man, we gotta tap into our art. Oh yeah, this is
There it is. There it is. So remember QQL? Oh my God, that was great.
That was a huge craze.
An autoglyphs are today for like 300 grand, no?
Mm-hmm. Those are kind of like in the unobtainable. I think most people are probably not buying an autoglyph. I think
archetypes were crazy, bro. These motherfuckers were going for so much. I just want to see the floor price on everything. So curious. Anti-cycle. This is taking me way back, dude.
So this is where I focused most of my time for summer 2021. I was like too good for PFPs, and I was just trading.
What about these bad boys?
I had a lot of cryptos.
What about these? What are these cryptos? What about these, dude?
They went to like a 15th floor on my very first show, NFTs Live. I did a segment where I said that cryptos would flip Bored Apes and CryptoPunks and be the number 1 NFT on the back of their big run. I was fully drinking the Toads Kool-Aid. I sold a hoodie Toads for 30 ETH. And those things were really moving. I know you were a big Cool Cats guy.
Yeah, huge. Hey, that was a crazy call though. We ran it from 0.1 ETH to like 15 ETH. So people can say anything they want. That shit was nuts.
Zuki went to 35.
36.
Yeah.
2.24. Where's Clone X at? It's a great time for Clone X to come back right now. Psych. We're back. Okay. Oh, yeah. Anyways, let's see the time. Was there anything we didn't talk about? We had to go over in depth.
We just have to do like a full, maybe we get D's on and just do a full.
I asked him. D's does not wake up before noon, brother. I'm trying. I'm talking to him. But you already have him at noon today on Kick.com for Degenz Live. Make sure you tune in. Jeebs, Peter Jennings, D's, and Tyler in 2 hours on this channel. In 10 minutes on this same channel. He's going to come. Also, the code today was Pingu, right, Sims? Pengu. Yeeterboard. So make sure you go to Degenz Live on Kick.com, Degenz Live. Make sure you drop us a subscription, guys. If you want anything, free down support, make sure you sub to us. It's a good way for us to grow. Make sure you retweet our show every day if you guys don't mind. I post it, I pin it. Tyler posts it, sometimes Mando posts it. It's good to get more listeners, get us up in the Kick rankings. If you want a better experience, video is always way more fun. And the code is Pudgy. Sorry, not Pingu, Pudgy. I'm sorry. PUDGY. PUDGY. I'm sorry, guys. Pudgy is the code. Tyler, we still have a few minutes though. Is there anything we missed out on?
Yeah, so big development from Kaido. So they've launched their Capital Launchpad.
So what's that?
It basically is their version of like Kobe's Echo, where yappers will get access to effectively like ICOs, coin offerings, or like basically the fundraising process of these projects at earlier stages. It's earlier stage investing. They have their first project live with Espresso. Espresso is a base layer for rollups. They are raising $4 million at a $400 million valuation. I think it comes with a 12-month lockup as well. So that is a higher value deal kind of out of the gate. So DYOR, I haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of diligence on this one. I think why they went this route at a higher valuation project to launch, I think they wanted one that had a little bit more backing, a little bit. I mean, none of this is safe by any means if you're getting into this earlier stage investing, but Espresso's already raised money from like A16Z, Sequoia, and other big players. So I think Kaido went that route on purpose, more of a substantial project, so to speak, but at $400 million, maybe a little bit less of an ROI opportunity. So
You're number one of the week?
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to do a fair amount of these. Did you say one per week?
Are you number one on the week here? Is that what I'm seeing?
Oh, I am, yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry, dude. I gotta address you differently. I gotta speak. Look at me, 270 on the week. Sir, my lord. Damn.
Yeah,
this motherfucker's number one on the week.
I just hit the number one daily and number one weekly in separate weeks. So this doesn't even count my number one. That's why Mando's not here. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Mando's
I'll hit the triple crown if I get the month.
Dude, damn. Okay, we've never done that, Mando. That's something we've never achieved. Like, sheesh. That Mr. Top Yapper on the damn, dude. That's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. I'm telling you. People are gonna study. Tyler coming to Rug Radio, like the Lakers acquiring Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 1975. That's just crazy, bro. Anyways, so let me check this platform out. So I also saw, on the other hand, competing Cookie partnering with Legion. Did you see that?
Oh, I missed that.
So this is it, right? Like, where's the Capital Launchpad? Okay, interesting.
I love the idea, right? I mean, I think this is one of the cooler aspects of on-chain crypto, right? Is democratizing access to investing like this. Mm-hmm. Historically, there's been hurdles, even though it looks like those hurdles are actually starting to come down, which perhaps we can talk about on tomorrow's show. No US users, so it is KYC, which I think it comes that is par for the course with this type of a product.
First come, first. It's funny, like the KOL round just got like organized. Remember, like KOL rounds last year?
Yeah,
like this just got organized.
That's effectively what it is, right? But it's new opportunities to invest, right? So I think that's always a positive. And once again, we got 5 minutes left. I don't know if we'll have time to get into the poly market news.
No, we can talk about it quickly. I mean, I was a little confused personally by, like, I know they acquired an exchange QCX or QXE for $112 million, which, by the way, huge ticket to pay. Mm-hmm. When DCM licenses, legal fees will run you like $1 mil, $2 mil. So maybe there's a reason for that. My other question is, they worded it as we're returning to the USA. Were they ever out?
That's what I also picked up on that. I was like, when were they in the US?
They beat the DOJ, right? Like first of all, when were they in? Second of all, they beat the Department of Justice. Like, they beat the case. And I mean that's a knock on that. That's a good way. Like, I don't understand the wording of this.
I have not been like deep studying this space. I don't understand why Kalshi can operate in the US and Polymarket.
It's a DCM license. Okay. So it's a license that allows you. What's DCM mean? We're working on it as well. It's so much work. I mean, I'm not doing the work. It's a designated contracts markets. So it allows you, like DCM, for example, DraftKings does not have a DCM license. They're a gambling license, right? So it's a special license that allows you to like serve futures contracts in America. And Kalshi was the only one who had it until most recently, where like Predicted and also like Railbirds got it. And so I know Shane and Polymarket behind the scenes have been after that, but the DOJ thing didn't help. But I didn't really understand the wording of this either.
So Sergey Dobrovolsky, the founder of QSEX, is saying they began the process to obtain their DCM over 4 years ago. So maybe it's just a very time intensive.
Oh, they have a DCO as well.
So maybe, I mean, this reads to me that Polymarket is basically buying these 2 licenses for $112 million.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It even says Polymarket is coming home. I'm coming home. Coming home.
It's a big deal. Like, I know, like, we joke, like, oh, like US users can take flights, all of that, but
it's annoying, dude.
You can't really do that.
How do they cash it out? It's, some people also just don't want to take the risk, right? I know us Degenz,
for sure.
Like, look, we take the risk, like VPN this, VPN that, but like the average American doesn't know how the VPN works, dude. Also,
I
the
also
end-
ingest people who just don't want to do it, right? They don't want to take that risk on. That's totally understandable. Like,
and
there's
what a
other-
ticket to $100 million. Fuck. Good for them. Good for us. Good for the space.
it is.
You know, I'm all in. You know,
And I think what's also very interesting, we didn't talk about this, is they launched their presidential election market along with that 4% yield, which I think that's super interesting.
it's extremely interesting. Oh no, I closed it by accident. My bad. Let's check it out. It's okay. We go over five minutes. Let's check out the president election. I was curious about it. Boom. Are you seeing the screen?
Yeah. So Vance is at 28%. Newsom's 14.
I think it's gonna be Rubio, dude.
Rubio.
Yeah. I think Rubio's the one in line, not Vance.
I would be betting Vance on this ticket. And that's the only one I would be betting on.
Can I ask you how come Newsom's at 14%? Like, is he not like really hated?
I think he's still looked at as the leading Dem candidate. He's the most center.
Not OAC?
AOC's out there, right? So like if you're betting on
AOC.
AOC, you think we're like you're looking at the Mamdani election in New York City and thinking the pendulum is swinging way out there. Trump at 3% is wild. Like it was at 6% on Saturday for a little bit. There's
Don Jr. 2%. You can put that. No
Yeah.
family biz.
Yeah. Like,
Elon Musk 1%. I mean, he can't be president. He's not American, right?
yeah. Tim Waltz at 1.
Stephen Smith.
Oh God, that's pretty funny. They put these on here just so you can say that like, oh, Stephen Smith has the same odds as Tim Waltz or whatever.
I mean, he makes a great social post. I would go Rubio here, honestly. He seems like the fittest person to be president at the moment, post Trump. Is he doing a good job?
I haven't been following Rubio specifically that much. I just think Vance as VP, I think is going to be next in line. He did such a good job in the debates.
Also, this changes if the America Party comes out of nowhere and then they have a leader.
Yeah, I mean, if you're betting this market, just understand like a lot of things can and will change in the next 3 years, right? So it's still a long, long way away. But that's where the 4% yield gets interesting, right? Because before, like, it wouldn't make sense to bet on these the no sides of these to get 1% on your money.
Yeah.
And that's where you can get lines that are skewed a little bit. But now you're going to get 1% plus 4%. So it's actually a decent yield to have the no side on some of these markets. And then if you think there's going to be a token, you can farm the token and all that. So big update from them. They have not put that in place yet. So don't go make a bet today and expect to get 4% yield because it's not in place yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's our topic. Let's get some yeet.
All right. Let's give some money away. That was a good show. Had a lot to talk about, man. Whew. Even 2 people, we go an hour. All right. Let's give some money away. Let's give some money. I hope you guys all put the code Pudgy. Up y'all. Christos. What up, Christos? I need that KO guy to win, dude. I just saw. Is Sims here?
Timothy.
Timothy. Timothy.
All right, here we go. Here's the win.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, Cole kind of almost.
Almost here. Knowledge. Knowledge. Who's knowledge? I don't know who knowledge is.
I've never
What's
seen
his
that.
YouTube? I've never seen this guy. Knowledge on Kick. I love how KO is always congratulating people. KO, you're gonna win. I promise you, dude. Knowledge 11. Knowledge 11. Are you in the oh, he's here. He's here. Let's play something fun with him. Something fun with him. I have the yeet open. All right, Knowledge 11 is here. Knowledge 11, you're in the comments. You're here. Where's my thing? Let's share. What should we do with him? Do you see his comments? Where is he?
I'm not seeing.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, now I see
my
him.
arm just fell.
Okay.
Jesus.
We
Hold
could
on.
do. I got a little bit of time. We could do some lamb chop. Is everything all
My
right?
whole arm just fell. My mic. Fuck. Hold on. I gotta. What the hell? Hold on. What the fuck? This fucking desk, man, is killing me. Okay. Yeah, it's literally a Timo mic stand at this stage. I'm so pissed. What's up, Sims?
He's asking for Blinko.
Oh, he wants Blinko. Fuck it, let's do Blinko then.
Yeah, let's give it to him.
Oh, she. It's a she.
Oh,
It's a she. It's a she.
We love our lady listeners.
Oh, it's a she. Oh, okay. You have Blinko. All right. I acknowledge. It's better for us because I'm fucked here. This desk is fucking driving me nuts. Let's do 100 balls. Turbo ball.
105s.
105s. All right. And though 3626, 3926. If you can take a screenshot, Simothy. 392624.
Hang on.
No,
Yeah, let's do it.
$500 already pocketed.
Already $500 pocketed.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
Rip it.
All right, let's get some thousands.
105 turbo mode on and go.
All right,
Come on.
next. Let's go.
1000x. Let's get 1000x. Come on.
Right.
You don't like this.
No, that's right.
Couple for X's. Okay. Come on. Give it to them.
Oh, that's 4.
Oh,
nine.
9x.
All right.
They lost 120, so that's like 380.
Yeah.
All right, it's not bad. It's about like $800. It's about $800, something like that. Well, with that, congratulations, you made $800. We've already given away $2,000. We'll see you all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.